Just waiting for the conversation to start. I will be here for a few more minutes. Big fishy.
It's organic.
Hello, how are you doing today? Food, Farmers, Permaculture. I've been up late some nights just looking into it's like a fertilizer. It's called Neptune Harvest, and it is. I think they produce like seaweed, or they produce seaweed, and also fish fertilizer. And it's just an interesting. Some of the claims they make: dark, beautiful leaves. It's just interesting. Most of it's marketing. Hello, how you doing, backyard gardener? Hello. They say hello. Everyone's here, morning gardener. I appreciate it. Good stuff. Oh, wow, that's quite an endorsement there. You got. He said good stuff. That it's all organic and it'll cost you an arm and a leg, but you know it's if you use it as is recommended, then it should last you a little while. Might last you through 2 summers. Hello, everybody, morning garden. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, that's a different one. J3GS Farmers. I was watching some videos and last night, and it was some information that was given out on very high tech gardening. I thought it was interesting. It was high tech, and they were showing that farmers in the future will have to grow double what they grow today, uh, and they will have to do it on the same size piece of land. And the reason why they're able to do that is because they're going to be able to control their input, and they're going to use technology to do that. In one instance, there was a drone flying over the property, set up with certain scanners, so it would know what pieces of the property need to be sprayed, which ones did not, and they could also take pictures of the land with satellite to see where they have certain issues going on, whether it be one piece of because all the land is not the same. I understand that, but the the fact that the land itself will be this might be 95 degrees here, and then a little ways over it might be 110, and it depends on what crops they say may grow better there, or what things they could do as far as additional watering, and it was just interesting what they were doing, and they showed tractors driving using navigations put in by a computer, which that's not totally new today, but it's just that it was interesting. It was driving down this path, and it said that it would be able to tell even if there was something going on that was as big as a soda can, and it could zero in on it, and they could take samples and then find out what's going on, and they would know exactly where that sample came from, uh, and they could address the situation as needed. To find microclimates. Exactly, the microclimates, exactly. And they could do that. And it was just interesting. It was very interesting. So all they're doing is using some farmers' knowledge, put it into a computer, and hooked it up to certain means of movement. And they could get to an area and do it a lot quicker and a lot more accurate, so that they could definitely get things done without spending a great deal of effort and money to address that particular problem. And I thought that was a win-win. So they're going to take the resources that they have, instead of fertilizing everything, they just want to fertilize that plant, which we as gardeners have been doing that forever. Because I know that when I fertilize, I no longer, excuse me, as I did earlier when I first started gardening, I no longer fertilize all the ground. Um, I just fertilize just the plant location where it is. Um, I'll make a tea and I'll pour it right there where that plant is. I won't just water the whole ground, just that plant. And it's still now. The jury is still out. Uh, Horse manure versus cow manure. That's something else I keep seeing a lot of, and I'm thinking, um, when I go to some of the box stores I go to, and I look for manures, there's one big bag of something up there called Garden Pro um, uh, manure slash compost, and I like to stay away from stuff like that because I mean I don't know what it is. Oh, he came in the room. He said, "Hello, food forest permaculture, Mr. Price. I hope you're not mad at nobody, but the thing about it is, oh, hello, hello, how you doing? All right, all right. We got some uh, better son. I'm telling you, the day was a very, good day today. I got a lot done. I got a lot done, and it was just smooth sailing today. I got down to about 27 degrees last night. I'm still messing with my new thermostat. Good morning. Say morning, Gardner. Have you ever watched Charles Darwin on No Chill? I probably have, but I would have to go back and see if that's the same person. It's so many people doing the no till. I agree with it. But I tell you one thing, there is I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name right off. His logo is look like an eye that's blinking. It's in green, um, and he's selling some type of digging tool. And I was kind of sad to see it because he was demonstrating digging in soil that a pickaxe would have issues with going through. And he was saying, here, use this tool to dig a hole for your tree. And it is well worth it. And it came in like three different sizes, and also different colors. One was pink and whatever. It doesn't matter what color, but they had that. And I'm looking at this, and I said, not him. I did say that. I said, not him. He's selling. Oh, okay, got it. Um, so he was swearing that a clay soil. Yes, it was clay soil, and it was hard as a rock because he. But what he was doing, which was interesting, if you're not paying attention to the video very closely, uh, yeah, it was like a bar. Did you see it? Did you see it, Food Forest? Because what I saw was he was trying to dig with a flat shovel, and I looked at that, and I said, why would he be using a flat shovel? You would have hard time with a flat shovel in good soil sometimes. But he was using a flat shovel. He was pounding at it and saying, "Look at this, it won't go through." And he demonstrated you could dig a hole. He was use the digging tool to pull apart this very tight soil with this strong bar. And I just thought it was sad because if you put the tree in there, I want to ask your opinion, folks. How do you think the tree would do if you got a 2 or 3 foot hole? You put the tree in there, and it's in soil that's very compact, and he suggested just dig this hole and drop it down in there and water it, and it'll be fine. Um, Now, here's what my thinking is that if the soil is only going to be 2 feet, 2.5 feet wide by so many feet deep, what's going to happen when it grows beyond that circumference of that hole? I think it's going to be some issues because if the soil is that compact, where are the roots going to, how the roots going to go through it? And I know that they can maneuver through on days where the soil is very moist or wet. They can drill through, but should he try to fix the soil problem first and then deal with I mean, because I had a situation like that where my soil was like that, and and I always wondered if that is what earlier on really affected my trees because the soil was this clay. It was uh, heavy. It had marbling in it that of a, like a grayish or whitish marbling lines. It was just deep clay. So what I did is I put a whole bunch of wood chips on top of it and got it up to about 9 inches deep and watched it go down to a few inches. So I thought it was interesting. Mending the clay soil is good. That's what he was doing. So the trees came. Now, okay, so he was amending the soil. Now that part I missed. I was missed that. I did. I missed the amending the soil. Um, I didn't. All I saw was him digging in rock hard soil. Okay, let's see. I think he should have dig deep and have made a pathway so burnt. See, now you're saying here, food forest permaculture, he should have repaired the problem with the soil. It's just a better deal. All you doing when you dig in rock hard soil is setting up a situation where you're gonna have issues with that tree. I let the biology in the soil, the worms, all the other forms of life do the work for me, and that's what I like about the way that I handle things now. I let the biology do the job for me, and they will do it. I feel pretty good today, folks. Got me a nice, decent workout in, and it felt good when you get to go cardiovascular going the way you want it to. And I'm thinking about doing it again before I go to work, and so I can. It just feels better. That's what it is. Helps me stay on point. Clay soil, high in nutrition for your plants. Basically, and it just the problem with it is getting air and air down to the roots, and it has some other additional issues. But clay soil is loaded with nutrition. I never had problems with my plants not being able to get enough, uh, you know, to eat when they're in clay soil. Just that the clay was always at one time it was just very heavy. Now my soil is uh, more like a cottage cheese, and it's just a beautiful texture. And I keep adding organic matter to it every fall. I add organic matter, and then throughout the growing season. Big pathways, so banks, and layers of clay. Each layer is made of how to make soil banks. Yeah, I mean, we saw your soil, our food farms permaculture, and a lot of people would love to have that soil. Would love to have your soil because your soil, you spent time and knowledge, and the soil is the way you want it to be. So that's a plus plus. They they showed a can't call the name of the woman. She's very old. She's passed away many years ago. And if you look at some of her videos, and some of you have seen it, where she's covering the ground with straw, and she's putting down potatoes and covering them with straw, and she doesn't dig, she doesn't water, she just basically put down the straw for the potatoes, and then the ground it was interesting because she just used it like a tool that was like a hoe, and she put down seed. Now here's what really blew me away. He said, uh, "Okay, look, you have a good day." Let's see. Let's see. Have to go see Gardener's life in 15. All right, you take care now. Um, so the problem that she was having is I mean, not the problem, but she was putting down just nitrogen. She just put down nitrogen. I thought that was quite interesting. Nitrogen. It was just interesting. She put down nitrogen, and everyone raves about this gardening technique that she has, where she believes that if a weed seed will come up without you fussing over it, then why can't the seeds you put down do the same thing? And I agree with her. And another question I want to ask people: in your opinion, is gardening too expensive uh, to basically be worth your time? Is gardening too expensive to be worth your time, your input? Because I found, from my experience, that each year goes by, it gets less expensive to me. In fact, last year I spent no money at all in my garden. I spent none. Um, it's just it's becoming a lot more economical for me to do a garden. All right. Well, on that note, folks, I'm gonna go down and get me something to eat. But I appreciate you all for stopping by, and I want to thank you. And we'll do it again very soon, and learn some more about what we're gonna do and the plans that we have for the spring and summer garden. Thank you very much. This has been the Morning Gardener, and you have a good day. And remember to keep on growing.